Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hello Word, the podcast where we explore English vocabulary one word at a time. I'm your host, Alex, and today's word is editor. An editor, at a B1 level, is a person who reviews content, whether it's written, visual, or audio, and makes changes and suggestions to improve it. In simple terms, an editor helps to make things better before they are published or released. You might think of an editor working on books, newspapers, or even videos on YouTube. They are responsible for ensuring the quality and accuracy of the content. So, what are some words that have similar meanings to editor? We can think of synonyms like proofreader, reviser, and corrector. Let's look at each one with an example. First, proofreader. A proofreader focuses specifically on finding errors in spelling and grammar. For example, the proofreader carefully checked the document for typos before it was printed. Next, we have reviser. A reviser makes more significant changes to the content, perhaps improving the structure or clarity. For instance, the reviser suggested adding more examples to make the article easier to understand. Then there's corrector. A corrector finds and fixes errors, often factual or technical ones. As an example, the corrector ensured that all the dates in the history book were accurate. So, proofreader, reviser, and corrector all share the general meaning of someone who improves content, but they each have slightly different focuses. Now, let's consider words that have the opposite meaning of editor. This is a bit tricky because there isn't one single perfect antonym, but we can think of words like author, creator, or originator. Let's explore each of these. Firstly, author. An author is the person who creates the original content that the editor then reviews. For example, the author spent months writing the novel, which was then handed over to an editor. Secondly, creator. A creator is someone who makes something new, and it can apply to various forms of content. For instance, the creator of the video game worked tirelessly to develop the storyline and characters. Thirdly, originator. The originator is the person or thing that starts something. For example, the originator of the idea presented it to the team. So, while not direct opposites, author, creator, and originator represent the source of the content that an editor works with. How can you use the word editor in everyday life? Well, if you are writing an email, you might ask a friend to be your editor and check it before you send it. Or if you're working on a school project, you could say, I need someone to editor my presentation before I give it. You might also see the word editor used in job titles, such as web editor or news editor. Here are some example sentences and phrases using the word editor. The editor made several helpful suggestions for improving the article. She works as a freelance editor for a publishing company. He's the chief editor of the newspaper. The editor spent hours polishing the manuscript. The book was significantly improved thanks to the work of the editor. A good editor can make a huge difference in the quality of a piece of writing. The website is looking for a new editor to manage its content. I sent my essay to my friend to editor it before submitting it. The magazine's editor-in-chief is responsible for the overall direction of the publication. We need to find an editor who specializes in science fiction. So, to recap, an editor is a person who reviews content and makes improvements. Synonyms include proofreader, reviser, and corrector, while related but contrasting terms are author, creator, and originator. The word editor is commonly used in various contexts, from writing emails to publishing books. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Hello Word. I hope you found it helpful. Now, here's a little call to action. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the podcast and leave us a review. Your support helps others find our show and learn English with us. Also, we'd love to see how you can use the word editor in a sentence. Share your own sentence about editor in the comments section below. Until next time, keep learning and keep practicing.
Goodbye.